Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Linda and this is my channel Linda T70. It's really good to have your company today. Thank you for my subscribers, my regulars, and for anybody else who's just happened on my channel to tune in today. Thank you very much. It's really good for you to join me. Today I've got a little bit of a sort of a mop-up video for you because in my last video I asked for some advice on changing a couple of rooms around, a children's bedroom with toys in it and the space that I had downstairs, and I also wanted to incorporate my sewing machine so I had some room to do some sewing as and when. And I appreciate everything, all your advice, lots of useful advice. Some of it it's a bit difficult to explain, but a lot of your ideas were really good, and I can probably apply a few more of those once we claim our other bedroom when my son's moved out. But I'm going to check back on those. I've listened to you though and taken on board a lot of the things you've said, so I appreciate you taking the time for that. And also, who knew that everyone had such interesting stuff on their fridges? Amazing. Every fridge tells a story, really, doesn't it? So there we are. So thank you for that, and I've taken a bit of after footage, so I'll show you how the room, the bedroom's a room, the other one's a cupboard. So, but I will show you what I've done and how, if you can see a difference, and I'll tell you why I did it when I'm on the camera. Haven't filmed that bit, but yeah, I'll do it in a minute. Hope you all had a good weekend. We are now on Monday the 20th of May, and so we've got a bank holiday in the UK coming up, or I shouldn't say UK because it's just England and probably Wales, isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, it's digging a hole for myself there. There's a bank holiday coming up at the weekend. When I was at school, we used to call it Whitsun. I'm sure we used to call it Whitsun, but no one ever says that anymore. Not really sure what Whitsun was, but we just got, a bit of a holiday because of it. So yeah, so that's this weekend, and I've looked at the forecast because I thought we can get out in the garden, we can get the barbecue out, get the family round. It looks like it's going to rain part of the weekend, so that's a bit of a shame, but you never know. I've got my app that I keep looking on day to day, and it could change, so hopefully it'll be okay. Hope you had a good weekend. I went on Saturday with current husband. He had to work in Islington, which is in, if you're not from these ear parts, that's in London, and it's kind of around the area where the Highbury, or rather the Arsenal Stadium is. Not Highbury anymore, is it? But anyway, to give you an idea. And it was nice to go there because that's where my mother was from, and we were just a few streets away from where she was born, so that was really quite cute. And on the journey back from there, I noticed a sign for a particular crematorium. I know, it's all the dead people thing again, isn't it? And I suppose it was a year ago, maybe a bit longer, my friend has relatives that are in that cemetery, and she had a bench. I'll get this out in a minute, I will get my teeth in. She had a bench with a little plaque on it in memory to the people that she'd lost. And so me and current husband, she couldn't unscrew it. She wanted to remove it because I think they start charging you or something. I'm not really sure how that sort of stuff works, but she wanted the plaque, but she obviously was going to leave the bench there. So she wasn't, she didn't have enough strength to do it on her own. So we said, well, we'll come down, and our current husband, with his muscles, he'll bring his drill. And anyway, so that's what we did. We went down there one day, and I remembered this. It's a graveyard, and there's a chapel in the middle, and I remembered that we saw the sign for this place, and I said to current husband, is this the place we went to last year with my friend? And he said yes. And funny, when we were there doing it, we felt a bit like Burke and Hare, unscrewing this thing, because I don't know if you're supposed to do it, but I mean, they're no use to anyone else, are they? They've got your loved ones' names on. I don't quite know what the rules and regulations are. Well, it's not like we tried to get the bench in the back of the van or anything. It was just the plaque. And the reason I'm telling you this is when I did my Q&A video, I know I keep saying my Q&A video, a couple of people messaged me afterwards and they said they'd missed it, so they had one or two things for the next time I do one. A couple of questions for me, and one of them was from one of my regulars, Rita, so thank you, Rita, and I believe she asked me about embarrassing moments, and I've tried to think of anything that sticks out, because most of my embarrassing moments are moments when I'm trying to blend in and not be noticed by anyone, and God knows they happen nearly every day. But this particular, when we were driving back and saw the sign for this crematorium, or I say crematorium, it's a chapel and a graveyard and cremated people go there. It just reminded me of this really embarrassing story, which I've told lots of times in the intervening years, because I just, even now, it makes my buttocks clench. So we went to a funeral there, and I was with my previous husband. So we're going back to the 80s. It's a while back. So we had to go from where we lived to this sort of area of London. So it's a fair old drive. It was probably about 14 or 15 miles or something, and I don't know quite why, but we were late leaving our house, which wasn't really like us, but we were late leaving. It was a boiling hot summer's day, and we got in the car, and I don't know which of us was blaming the other one for being late, but my previous husband was driving like the wind, and I was a little bit nervous in the car. I thought, well, it's, not looking good here with him hurtling along through all the street. We're going to get a ticket or something's going to happen. And because obviously you don't want to be late for somebody's funeral service, do you? And so we were driving along, and the traffic was bad. Going into London, the traffic was bad. And in the event, we turned up at this sort of cemetery come chapel thing. And he said to me, look, you get out and you go in, and I'll go and find out where you park. Because we'd never been there before. It wasn't our local place. And in those days, in the 80s, I used to have, like all of us girls probably had, those sort of, you could buy them in any colour, like pointy-toed stiletto shoes, and with a little clicky heel. And I had a pair of those on. So he went that way. I went over towards the chapel, and there was a funeral director there, and there was no one else apart from a funeral director. Couldn't see the hearse, couldn't see any other mourners. And for example, say the service was at 11, I think we were there like about 2 minutes to 11. So it was, I didn't know whether we were waiting for somebody else to come out before we went in or what. I mean, I didn't really know what to do. So I went up to one of the funeral directors, and I said, oh, has the funeral service started? And he said, oh, is it for Mrs. So-and-so? And I said, yes. So he opened this door to allow, he said, no, that's fine, you go in. And the door, which I hadn't noticed, was halfway down the chapel. So you didn't go in at the back, you went in at the middle. And I went into this stone floor chapel. There was dead silence. There was silence from the mourners. Everyone looked at me, clattering in these bloody high-heeled, metal-tipped shoes. And the service had already started for the person who we'd gone to, to mourn. And so I sat down, and I just thought, oh my goodness, I just wanted the world to cover me over. And I've never forgot that feeling. And everyone was very nice about it afterwards, but I've still got that gut in my feel it in my gut, that awful moment when I went in. And then, just to kick me in the teeth a bit more, when my previous husband came to join me in the service, they let him in a blooming door down the end. So he did sneak in at the back. So why I had to make a, I felt like going, hello everyone. It was just so embarrassing. So for the benefit of Rita and anybody else who likes to hear horror stories, I can't tell you how horrific that was at the time. And as I say, we are talking probably 35, 40 years ago, and it still makes me cringe now. But I thought I'd share that to you. And I'd forgotten all about that. As I say, I do mention it to people as a story I have mentioned it over the years, but I haven't thought about it for a while. But seeing the sign for this place, which was the place where this happened, yes, I was very embarrassed about that. So there we are. What I'm going to do today is I've bought some plants. Did I say this already? We went to a garden centre at the weekend. No, I didn't. I don't think I did. So on the following day, on Sunday, we went to a couple of garden centres, and they're actually now, there seems to be a group of them called the British Garden Centres. We went to 2 of them because one was, we went over to Tringway, which is a place in, is it Hertfordshire? I think it's still Hertfordshire, Tring. And to Hemel Hempstead, and they've both got branches of these garden centres. They've got their names, but they are come under the banner of British Garden Centres. I don't know, I'm telling you this. Maybe you're interested, you're probably not. But anyway, so we wanted to do, as I've said before, the summer bedding is going to start going in. So I wanted to have a look at some plants to do a few pots. I know there's not an awful lot of room in the garden now for the flowers, to put in the beds, so I'm going to do a few more pots and then see where I want to put them. So I managed to spend, I found one of the receipts, so we spent £34 in one. That was in the second one where we only bought, what did we buy? We didn't buy a lot of plants. I think we bought one plant and a couple of other things, and yeah, the other one we spent more in, so so I'm gonna get those out and I'll show you those, what I've got, and then I'll show you when I've planted them. It'll probably be later on today. Well, it will be. I can't do them that quick, but I'm intending to do them today. And I've got some babysitting duties this afternoon. So around that, I'll do the planting, because I'd like to get this video out as soon as I can, because I have promised you 2 a week. So that's it really. So that's plants, planting, show you the bit of video of the rooms, and I think that's it. And I will probably come back at the end of it and just say bye-bye to you. But oh yeah, and the other big news today is it's my dog's 10th birthday. She's playing it very cool though, doesn't care. Does everyone buy their dogs presents on their birthday? Because I never do that. My dog walker, which sounds a bit posh, but we only have her 1 day a week for socialising the dogs. She's ever so good. Every dog that she walks, including my 2, they only have, did I just say this, 1 day a week, there you go. She always gets all of them a card and a little gift of doggy biscuits or something, which I think is terrific. She's really good. I don't do that though. Am I being mean? I mean, I don't think she knows it's her birthday. Maybe she does. Oh, I'll tell you what, just remembered rather. I have got a purchase that I got at the weekend, which I was going to show you. That was another thing about these garden centres. The first one we went to, it had clothing. It was selling clothing, and I don't mean that sort of old lady gardening type stuff. They had a bon marché in there, and I thought, I don't really understand why that's in here. And I will say, I don't think it was set out as nicely and with as much love as it might be if it was a proper unit somewhere, where other clothing shops were, rather than the middle of, effectively in the middle of nowhere. But I had a quick look round and I didn't see anything. But I went shopping to Hemel Hempstead yesterday as well, into their shopping centre. Hope Hemel Hempstead doesn't mind me mentioning them. And they had a bon marché there, and I bought this dress. So I'm going to switch the camera off and then I'll just move the thing and then I'll show you the dress. It's just the one thing I bought. It just caught my eye. There was a lot of stuff in there. I couldn't find any V-neck t-shirts. Where are they all? Tell me, where are all the V-neck t-shirts? Plain ones preferably. So I'll show you the dress and then I will move on to the other stuff. So, right. Do you know, when I show current husband these videos, which isn't, he doesn't really watch a lot of them, he always goes on about me moving the camera when I do try-ons, and I said, well, I have to, because you can't see all of me unless I move it. I appreciate it's a bit of a creaky camera, but, well, the lever thing is, but, I mean, honestly. Right, so I'm going to move the camera. So I believe this is a linen mix. It's the kind of Aztec print that is all the rage at the moment, and we've got black, cream and beige and a darker cream. If we've got a v-neck, hurrah. I've got I suppose the sleeves are bordering on the milkmaid, but it's not a milkmaid dress. There's no, I don't think there's any fastenings. I just pulled it over my head. I got this in an 18 actually, because I'm normally, if you've never seen me before, I'm a size 20, generally I suppose an average size 20. But I looked at this and I thought it does look like there's quite a lot of fabric, and I thought this will be nice and cool. But I thought I'll risk an 18, and I think it fits me all right. It doesn't feel tight across the boobies or anything. So, oops, sorry. So here we go. So we've got a seam under the bust, and we've got a frill. I'm sure there was a frill on it. Hold on. Have we got a frill? Yeah. So there's a bit of a frill at the bottom, which is this deep. Sorry, showing my lily white legs. It's ever so comfy. I know it's probably not the most flattering dress in the world, because, well, these sort of things aren't massively flattering, are they? But yeah, I thought it's not a bad length. I need to put some fake tan on, I think that's the answer. Yeah, and I think it was £32. So I didn't see anything else in there that really caught my eye, and I was just about to leave and I just saw this and I thought, oh, that looks like a nice cool summer dress. So let me know what you think. Back in a bit. So this is the sort of after with this children's room. Sorry if my floorboards creak, sorry. So there's nothing on that top shelf. It's a bit, I don't know why I put it there really. I thought it was a good idea at the time, thinking maybe the children can put their drinks on it, which of course they can and they do, but then I can't reach them to get them off again. So I've basically moved as many toys as I possibly could. This whole change around hasn't really gone exactly as I'd wanted, because it's just impossible to have everything downstairs, all this stuff downstairs and all the officey stuff upstairs. It just doesn't work practically. But anyway, we've got you know, obviously the pictures are still on the wall. Cleared a lot of, I've moved the unit that's got the drawers in, and put one of these, which was in that downstairs cupboard here, one of the 2 cube Kallax things. So yeah, and there's that chair here still. So basically it's a lot clearer. I've put some books within their reach, but they can, one of my granddaughter's quite tall, so she can reach that. And there's their beds. Now this corner here, I've moved all my clothes, so they're not here now. The rail's here because I've got nowhere else to put it at the moment. These are my things that I said I don't want the children to touch. They don't seem to bother them when they're up here. They probably just don't look behind the door. So still my little laundry corner. But yeah, so I think it's quite a bit tidier than it was before. I do need to vacuum, but yeah, I'll do that in a bit. So there we go. So there's that bit, and I'll show you how it's changed downstairs, and I look forward to hearing what you think, really. This is the cupboard that's off the living room. So I've managed to sort of tidy this bit up, and the shredder and the printer have stayed here because that's the only place they can go. It's daft to have them upstairs. So that's a bit tidier. They're on this desk. I've moved that around. And then I've just put the toys in here. Sorry about the light. Moved some pictures around to cover up that horrible wall. And a Kallax and the IKEA unit thing. It doesn't all fit in there, so I've just got this box here with some bits and pieces of extra Lego Duplo type stuff and some colouring pens. So anyway, that was the best I could do. Bit of the best of a bad job, I think, and I think the only time I'm going to actually be able to make this look anything decent is when basically we've got rid of all the toys and yeah, we just don't need them anymore. So there we go. Right, so this is what I bought from the garden centre. I bought this because it's not a wreath, it's a long, I just rolled it up because it was getting away. I'm not really sure what to do with it or where to put it, but I really like it. It's a garland, that's the word I'm searching for, and it is does it tell me? Maintenance free. It's 80 centimetres. It's really pretty, so it's got roses and things on, which I don't grow in my garden because I always think they're too much trouble. But I'm reliably told they're not, but just my thing really. So I bought that. These are the pots that I'm freeing up, not the GM there. That's okay. So there's a hanging basket. This pot here, I'm going to take some of the stuff out. That's a weed, I think, but I just kept it because I thought it looked pretty. And a little pot there. I've got a clean, fresh pot there, well, as in unused, so this one here. And I've got a couple more down the garden, so I'll just see. I've got no plan of this at all. I'm just going to put in what I think. I've got, I don't know how well you can see this because I can't see it very well at all. I've got some begonias, I've got some osteopermum, I've got a few fuchsias, some trailing ones with a nice colour foliage, a few geraniums and pelargoniums. I said a pergola fool. This thing here that looks like a sunflower. I don't know if it is or not. It didn't say sunflower on the label. Quite a variety of various sorts of petunias, and these little bell ones that are quite cute, pretty colours. So that's what I've got. That's what I'm going to work with today. I've put them on this mat because I don't use it for anything else now, and I'm just hoping to keep the mess to a minimum, but I'm not sure how well that works. Oh, while I'm here, I just want to ask you a question. Try not to get my washing in the shot. There's the other pots I'm going to use. There's obviously a hanging basket. Oh, current husband has painted his shed blue. I don't know. Obviously there's more paint on the glass than anywhere else, but I wasn't very keen on him painting it blue because I thought, well, it's not like a garden colour, but I suppose it's the colour of the sky, and I thought, well, I get my way with most things, so let him have a blue shed if he wants one. Yeah, so this plant, I've got no idea what it is. It's really pretty. We've had it in several years. I don't know how well you can see it. It's got tiny, tiny little leaves, and these lovely little I don't know how to describe them. Well, you can see really, can't you? They're lovely pink flowers. It's done really well this year. It's flowered such a lot, and I don't quite know what's happened, but I'm pleased it has. So if anyone has any clue what this is, do let me know. Anyway, I'll be back with you in a bit. These are the pots I've planted up so far. We've got a freestanding one and these others. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4 so far, and a hanging basket. There's no rhyme or reason, just put the flowers in as I saw fit. I've had a water, they need a feed. And then tomorrow I'll think about where they're going to go in the garden. I've got a few left over. I'm not sure what to do with them. Whether to do another hanging basket, or I've got a pot over there that's empty. I might do that. So just thought I'd show you what they look like. Hello again. It's now the following day from the planting up of the pots and things. It was very warm yesterday, very hot. The dress I was wearing, the Bon Marché sort of linen mixed dress, got a lot of compliments about that. I saw a couple of people I saw yesterday that don't normally mention anything like that actually said that the dress looked nice. In case you're wondering about my hair, it might look a bit shorter. I did have it cut, and it was at the beginning of the video. It was, as you know, had been cut, but I've just put it behind my ears, so getting my ears out. So in case you think, yeah. So yeah, the dress was very comfortable. I did all the gardening in it actually. I've just washed it, so I'm going to dry it now. I can't put anything on the line today because I don't think it'll get dry, and it's such a shame because it was so lovely yesterday, and leading up to the bank holiday I don't think it's supposed to be all that great. So anyway, enough of the weather forecast. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, I'll show you the t-shirt I'm wearing today. It's one of my Yours purchases, and it's this one. And this is a good one because sorry, I'm just perched at the table. It's a nice long t-shirt, so it covers your belly bag and all the other bits and pieces you don't want to see. I was thinking of doing an outfit of the day thing, but I think most of my outfits will probably look the same as the previous day, but yeah, I was thinking of doing that. And also with the Instagram, I mentioned Instagram to some of you before. Now I know if probably a lot of you don't use it if you're my age group, although there's no bar to how old you have to be. But I've just never, sorry, itchy nose. I've just never really bothered with it. And I got a quick tutorial from my son last night on what you do, how to put little short videos up. And I said, oh yeah. And then I forgot most of it. So anyway, if you're thinking, well, she's on here but she doesn't put anything on, I will, honestly, I will get around to doing it as soon as I can, because I just, I think it's probably the thing to do. Anything else to tell you before I go? I don't think so. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you coming back if you do, and if you want to subscribe and to see future videos, please do. I'll do another video in a few days and get that up. Not sure what that's going to be about yet, so it'll be a surprise for both of us. So you take good care. Hope you like the video. Look forward to all your feedback about anything. And I will see you very soon. You take care now. Bye bye.